Colton, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to pick your brain. But before we do that, tell me a bit about yourself, your business, and how long you've been doing what you do.
So my name is Colton Davidson. I'm the CEO of the Davidson Realty Group. I've been working for 7 years now, coming into my 7th year in real estate. I work at Davenport Realty in downtown Kitchener.
I am going to pick your brain about a lot of things real estate. 2022 has been a really strange year, so I want to get your opinion on the market activity, a little bit about the importance of using an agent when you are a seller and you're selling your home. And a lot of clients, I feel like, don't actually know the cost of what it actually incurs. So I want to pick your brain a little bit about the 2022 market. Tell me, have we seen prices decrease? What is the activity happening there? Fill us in.
So have we seen decreases? That's a very open-ended question because yes, 100% we have seen a massive decrease in the market since February to now. Given the market with the newer higher interest rates, past 7 interest rate hikes from January 2022, we've seen about a 20% depreciation of value. So if you're putting a number on that, that's about a $200,000 drop in the market from January, February of 2022.
Wow.
Yes.
And wow, so then when you're selling your home and you still want to get top dollar, obviously choosing the right agent is important, and having an agent is even more important.
Correct.
Why is it so important, especially in a changing market, to have an agent work for you versus selling privately? Because some people love to sell privately.
So I say that one thing. So if people were selling privately, why are not more people doing it, right? We're in this business to work and sell your house, and there's a reason why we're in this business successfully, to sell your property. With that being said, as well, if you look on the market today, there's not a lot of for sale by owners on the market, but there's over 15,000 listings within Ontario pretty much, right? So if there's so many listings, but less than 1% of those, or not even like maybe a handful of those, are trying to sell privately, what's that telling you in the market?
Right.
As well as, so I'll tell you this little joke. So there's this company for sale by owner out of the States. About 15 years ago, he was the CEO of for sale by owner. And he tried to sell his house privately, being the CEO of the company. And sure enough, after 30 days, he hired an agent. About 15 days later, he sold his property for top dollar. He got the property staged. He used an higher end agent to sell his property. And the joke of this is he's the CEO of the for sale by owner company. So why did he use an agent if he's the company owner of for sale by owner? It's a little bit of a joke, but it was way back when. But it's still pretty funny.
It's funny because the person who claims that sale by owner is a great way to go ends up hiring the agent.
Correct.
And then sells for top dollar.
It's hilarious.
Just, yeah.
Pretty funny.
I feel like one of the reasons why people are hesitant to sell with an agent is because of the cost. Can you break that down for us and what that actually looks like?
Be happy to, yeah. So cost ranges anywhere from say 1% to 5%, depending on the agent that you choose. Most commissions is, again, if you're choosing a 4% commission, it's divided by half. Okay, so it's 2% to the buying, 2% to the listing co-op. It's not 4 and 4, where people again get that confused. I wish I was making 4% commission on the sale, but obviously it's 2% of the co-op commission. When you're hiring an agent, you also have to look at what they're offering you on the commission structure. So for myself, I have 3 different structures, depending on your staging, depending on your inspection, depending on if you're needing your house cleaned. There's different packages within that, right? So if you're choosing a higher commission, it's gonna come at my cost to sell your house. So that's a reason why, again, all costs are going out for myself. So if I have a fee of whatever that fee is per listing and I don't sell your house, now I'm at a loss of that commission or that payment that I'm giving you.
Right.
So it is a catch-22 on if you choose a lower agent, they may not work as hard because there's not as many costs going out on that listing.
Right, because you are putting money into something that hasn't sold yet, you have a further drive, a further push to make sure that's a successful listing.
If I'm spending $3,000 to $7,000 on a listing, depending on the price of the listing,
You're gonna do.
I don't want to lose that listing because now I've lost that cost, and I'm going
Right.
to do everything in my power to sell that house,
Right.
given what I have spending out. So,
Interesting. I want to know your thoughts on buying real estate in a crazy changing market like 2020, like we've seen
Yep.
in 2022. So you told us a 20% on average decrease in home prices.
Yes.
So what does that mean for buyers? Does that mean that it's still a good time to purchase real estate?
So, in my opinion, any time is a good time to purchase in real estate. I understand, again, the market is high, the interest rates are high, but you're buying at a lower purchase price.
Right.
Right? So, rates, in my opinion, have to come down at some point. Right? Where I have a few buyers now, they're like, hey, I want the market to drop. And I'm like, guys, it's a $200,000 drop in the market. How low do you want it to go? Right? And then in my opinion, they're going to be like, well, the market's rising and I want it to drop. It's just,
Right.
it's a catch-22 on
Yeah.
what happens.
And once prices come down, interest rates are going to also, when prices go back up, interest rates are going down, right? So
Correct.
what's the difference? Do you
Correct.
buy in a low prices with higher interest rates, or
Correct.
do you buy with crazy high prices and lower interest rates? Really, I think it's also about being able to afford what you buy as well. Can you afford it? And let that be the driving force of your decision making too.
Yes, you have to look at your financial stability on
Right.
what you can afford, right? If you're okay to purchase a $1.3 million house, but you're limited on what you can afford, or you're stressed on you're wondering what you're going to eat tonight for your family,
Yeah, it's not
don't
good.
go purchase a
Right.
$1.3 million house.
Right.
Right? Purchase an $800,000 house and work your way up in this market.
Right.
Right? Everyone that I work with, I tell them, I'm saying, what are you comfortable with on your payments? This is the purchase price that you're going to be at, ranging anywhere from $700 to $800.
Right.
Right? If they're stressed with a $3,000 monthly payment,
They
they're
shouldn't
not
be.
going to purchase $1 million house.
Right.
Right? But then again, if they're unstressed and they're okay with spending that $700, $800, and they're like, okay, yes, we can afford another 100, then you can push that envelope to say the
Right.
$900,000 mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is very stressful even today when monthly payments are an extra $1,000 a month.
In comparison to what they were in the beginning of the year.
Correct,
Yeah.
where you're maybe $1,500 and now you're almost double that. Right? So someone purchasing a $1.3 million house that was stressed and couldn't afford it,
Now is a
now they're
massive
like,
disaster.
okay, my monthly fees are going up, my interest rate's changing, I need to sell my house or I need to figure out another avenue to go.
Which is also driving the decrease in the market as well.
Correct. Yeah,
Pressured
there's not as
sellers.
many listings as there was way back
Right.
because again, nobody wants to sell because they can't afford a bigger house.
Right.
So it is a very difficult market, and it's going to be even more difficult in 2023. So hire an agent that is going to represent you properly and not look for the dollar value of the figure of that amount.
I strongly believe in having a team of professionals around you that can help make the process successful. A good agent, a good mortgage broker, a good lawyer, a good inspector. All of those things really help package a deal together. One last thing before I let you go. Do you believe in timing the market?
That's a very funny question. I believe the market is when you want to purchase in a market, right? If you're qualified to purchase in the market, you can buy now or you can wait. But I have a few clients that were like, hey, I don't want to buy yet, and it's 3 years later and they still haven't bought a house, and they're going to be renters for life, right? So if you're serious about buying a house, run the numbers, work with Nikki or another mortgage broker that you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and come up with a plan to purchase a house. I own a few houses myself, and just owning a house is a whole different lifestyle than renting a property, right? You're not asking your landlord to put a TV
Right.
on the wall or paint your house. Like, it's your house, it's your personal property.
Absolutely.
And in the years that I've bought my house, I've made a good amount of money. Even though I was in the debt before, I've watched my property grow, and that's how I've built my successful career and basically my real estate portfolio.
Wonderful. I completely agree. I think that when you're ready to buy, and if you're serious about buying real estate, you figure out your budget, you figure out what you can afford, you get a good team on your side, and you go. I personally don't believe in timing the market, so I agree with you on that.
Everything comes with a plan, right?
Absolutely.
If you have a plan in place and you have goals in place, it will happen, right? Every year in my career, I do a 2023 business plan, and that's what I stick to on my family, my career, and my overall life of what I want to do.
Absolutely.
And every year, I've pretty much created every goal that I can.
Good for you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure chatting.
You as well.
Thank you.